So there are three phases we want to work through. One is we want to attract. We want to attract the clients, attract the candidates. That doesn't mean that we put out content and hope they end up in our inbox. We identify who the clients are, who the candidates are, and then we have an automated campaign so they come into our inbox. Next, the automation then happens in two places. One is it becomes a campaign automation, i.e. we need clients, candidates now, but then also nurturing, whereby we give the opportunity whereby 90% of your clients, for example, will not be hiring right now, 10% will. You will not know that, maybe until it's on a job board, which is not what you want. So you want to automate that nurturing, so you're always front of mind, and you're the person that can come to mind when they're ready. Same for candidates. And we want to accelerate. What that means is the following. For a business to get to 7 figures, there are literally going to be probably 3 key projects they're going to use, but then repeat them over and over again and become world class. That's where the acceleration comes from. It isn't by doing blogs, events, email blasts, newsletters, cold calling, LinkedIn. No, it's becoming awesome at a handful. So let's jump to your workbook. Where are we? There we go. So if we come down, remember as we go through, some of the topics we're covering, if you see these red flags in your business, do detail what the impact of that is to you in your business as we start to address these moving through. Now, same with the projects. As we work through the projects, make sure you take your own view of where you are with each of these projects in your business and what actions need to be addressed and taken. So the first 3 projects are around clients and candidates. Now, again, what we want in your business is a really simple understanding that recruitment as such is pretty simple. First is we got leads coming in. So whether you're a candidate-driven business or you're client-driven, so it could be clients or candidates. Next is we've got conversion happening. That's converting the client, converting the candidate. And then we got delivery. So actually delivering the candidate on site, past guarantee period, etc. That is your business broken down. It's just 3 really simple steps. Leads, whether it be the client lead, whether it be the actual candidate, whether it be getting the top 0.1% of candidates you can then use as an NPC. So whether you're client driven or candidate driven, leads, number 1, then we convert both, and then we deliver the candidate. That's your business. That is your business. So these first 3 projects, when we look at these first 3 projects, we want to understand what's happening in your business here. So the first project, project 1, is filling your pipeline. So filling your client pipeline. And it's also filling your candidate. And I call it pipeline here as well, just to make it simple for you. So your role, these 2 will match. You've got a role, you've got the matching candidates, or vice versa. So that's the first project. And to do that, I'm a massive proponent of the following. So let's say if there are 10,000 clients in the niche, 10,000 clients, you've got 9,000 plus inside your database, your platforms, your LinkedIn network, etc. If there are, say, 30,000 candidates, you've got 25,000 plus again. So what happens is when a role comes in, you simply segment your data set, take that download, upload it into your automated tool, so we call that RRR, and we hit go with a set of pre-written templates we know convert to ABC. So if you don't have this, what you're going to have is a manual business. So you're going to go from client mode into candidate mode, which means you've got this feast and famine going on. You have good months, bad months. It's not consistent. Whereas what we want is we want to have a business whereby we're always bringing in leads and we can access the candidates pretty much immediately with probably 95% less of the hassle and stress you've got right now. So that's the first project. Next project. So that's project 1. Next project. Project 2. Project 2 excuse my doctor's handwriting, project 2 is around your authority and positioning inside the niche. So one of the problems that I see recruitment businesses take, and this includes 8-figure businesses, they believe they've got to do everything. They've got to do Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, put posts out there, do videos, send out newsletters. It goes on and on and on and on. You don't. You need one key channel, and that channel should also be directly bringing in clients and bringing in candidates. But we want that authority. The reason why we want that authority is so when you get into the conversion piece with the clients or candidates, you've got that pre-positioning. Now, this authority, this positioning should come from, say, one key channel, and it should be taking no more than 5% of your time. But it should be focused on both the clients and the candidates. Now, when you have this done, what we're looking at as an outcome is for you to become the number one in the niche. So how do you do that? Well, you want to be number one to your targeted clients and number one to your targeted candidates. So it's important, going back to project 1, who are my clients and who are my candidates? So when we have this in place, we've got something pretty special. But when we don't have this in place, what you're going to find is your conversion, so your one-to-ones with clients, with candidates, is going to be low or lower than you want it to be. What you're going to find is your campaigns, whether it be LinkedIn, whether it be email, they're not going to convert as well either. And what you're going to find is your fees need some work. Now, you can become the number one in the niche by ensuring you've got all the clients and all the candidates inside your data set, and then we go through a set of conversion steps where you can demonstrate you've got all the candidates. Or you can become number one in your niche with authority by, for example, using a podcast strategy. Now, I spoke to a member somebody who joined us recently in our high-level mastermind, and he said, listen, I created these 10 videos, did 10 interviews, I had them cleaned up, put them out there, nothing happened. Now, why is that? We've created videos with the purpose of getting them out there. No. When you have your conversion process, so in this case, if it was podcasts or interviewing via video and recording, each of the people you interviewed should be a targeted client that you want to become a client. And then by proxy, if, for example, you've got 3-4 CEOs inside a certain niche, then the other CEOs in that niche, which are your other clients, will see you with these other 3-4 CEOs and will then think, right, who's this recruitment person? But then also, why have I not been targeted? So we want to be using that interaction to actually get business. It's not just to put content out there just willy-nilly without any real focus. Each person we interview should follow a set of steps. Now, we've got templates to ensure that 75% plus of those we reach out to come back and say, yes, we call that a Maven strategy, just one of hundreds of strategies. But we only interview those who we actually want business from as well, and our competition, or their competition, our other clients, will also see them as a leader. So if you do this incorrectly, you're just wasting time. Now, if you do this correctly, what you're going to find is you're going to have inbound organic leads happening from both clients and candidates. And it will start to happen sort of in this way. Now, the third project we need to focus on first of all is around conversion. So we're bringing leads in, we're bringing candidates in, but around conversion. Now, one of the biggest problems that I see with conversion is around low fees. So low fees, clients ghosting, clients objecting once we get into a one-to-one format. So how do we overcome that? Well, we do that with the following. First, what we have is an understanding that project 3 is designed to get more clients. So we have what we call a client attainment system. So before you even speak to a client, all the objections your client might have need to be overcome. before you even speak to a client, they need to understand and see that you are the leader in the market and you have 95% plus of the candidates inside your niche. So when you get into the actual one-to-one positioning, you're going in at the very least as an equal. And this is why we can get up to 100% as a pretty much standard. So a client attainment system overcomes all the objections your client will have around, we've got internal recruitment, we've got a preferred suppliers list, we've got other recruiters, we'll do it ourselves. No, you need to demonstrate the value of, we are the only recruitment business in this niche which has 99% of the candidates inside our ecosystem. With your role, we've identified 97 who fit the exact parameters. We get a response rate of 92% within 24 hours, which means when you get 5 candidates from us, you get the top 0.05%, not just the first 5. So we do this with the client attainment system. And what this is going to give you, it's going to give you an increased fee. It's going to give you repeatable roles. What's going to give you is a decrease in your time being turned down by clients, because the objections are overcome before you even speak to the client. And what this means is your role as the converter can start to be handed over to somebody else, because it becomes all predetermined set of steps if we do this correctly. So the first 3 projects are key. Now, if we get this filling of the pipeline done correctly and we've got our client attainment system created, what you're going to get is you're going to get volume. You're going to get volume of placements. If you've got your data sets built with project 1 and we've got this authority, what starts to happen is you're going to get an increase in fee repeatedly. And if you've got the authority and you've got a client attainment system, and the authority comes by not doing a dozen activities, it's by just 1. If you've got the authority and you've got the client attainment system, the model in your business is the authority, not just you. Then what you have is a role you can hand over to somebody else. So these first 3 projects, whether you're in a niche of, say, sales admin staff or at C-suite, 140k per placement, these all apply. These all apply. Now, these projects, the reason why most recruitment search businesses don't attain these big results, these big jumps they want, is because their pipeline of clients and candidates, it's not a process. There isn't the data. There isn't the mapping, which means these candidates fill these roles. There's no process. So again, would it be of use to you if you had 95% of all clients inside your data set, 95% of all candidates? Of course it would. Next, they have no systems campaigns, which means they need clients, they need candidates now, so they get into manual mode for one of them, the other side drops. So if it's either client mode or it's candidate mode, they don't run them together. And number 3, there's no real differentiation, which means the roles are given to your competition because you're doing the same thing as everybody else. But we think we've got a sleeker website, or we've done something, we've put out a new brochure. No. To them, you're doing the same as everybody else. So the outcome we want is we want to install client and candidate data sets, which means we want 95% of both inside your data set. We map the clients to the candidates. We match that data. And then what we do is attain leads and candidates pretty much as we want to require. We want to build authority to be number 1. So you might get invited to be speaking on a stage. You'd be featured as a global leader in, for example, we have members in Huffington Post. So you want to have that positioning. And next, the outcome we want of Project 3 is you outmaneuver the competition. So whether it be preferred suppliers list, other recruitment businesses, internal recruitment, you're the one who gets retained business. You're the one who gets increased conversions. Nobody else will be doing this inside your niche. Now the phase 1 projects. This is Bill. Bill was featured in Forbes and Huffington Post as one of the top 10 influencers in the world. Not in recruitment, in the world. Now, with that authority piece, he didn't actually do the work for the authority piece, his VA did. His VA actually did. And with Bill, what actually happened was he was invited to the Oracle convention in Vegas as the only recruiter, had access to all of the attendees, and could use their system to book 15-minute appointments. That came about by him being positioned as a leader in his niche. But he didn't do it again. The VAs followed our steps. So this is Bill here, as I mentioned. Pretty powerful, huh? Would that be of use to you?